Hello, I think we're live now. Brilliant. Lovely to have the opportunity to speak to you all today. Um, I'm going to do a guided relaxation here with you guys, and I'm really excited to be here and join you all this afternoon because it's actually World Sleep Day today for 2022. So I'll be sharing some top tips for a good night's sleep as well. But before I start, I just wanted to mention that the Virtual Village Hall have a survey going out at the moment, just wanting to get a bit of feedback around how these live sessions have helped you through lockdown and continuing to help with your sort of mental health, your well-being, and a bit of feedback from that so that we can going forward, improve things, make things better, know what you enjoy, and give you more of that. So yes, that's great. I'd love you to have a little comment in the chat. I'm just going to make it so I can see any comments. There we go. Oh, just one more thing. The survey has been dropped into the comment box. So if you would like to access that, it should be there at the top. Not a problem to do that. So yeah, your feedback's welcome. So I will introduce myself. My name's Emma Rose, and I'm a clinical solution focused hypnotherapist and psychotherapist. And I use my training in neuroscience and hypnotherapy to guide others to really unlock the power of their brain and take back control from the exhaustion and stress and anxiety, build confidence and self-esteem, to discover the real you, get back to the real versions of you, because sometimes we can get lost along the way with the challenges of life. So yeah, it's Friday. It's we're getting you set up for the weekend in a nice relaxed way. And it's just lovely today because the sun's shining and we've got all of those signs of spring. So hello Irene and hello Alison. It's really lovely to have somebody on. Right, so if you've never experienced a guided relaxation before, you probably have because you're on the Virtual Village Hall and we do loads of those. You're in for a real treat. All you need to do is sit up with your back supported, like in a chair like me, or you can lay down and get as comfortable as you possibly can. You might want a small blanket just to keep you nice and cozy, but all you need to do is just sit back, relax, and just listen to me talking through my relaxing language patterns. It's really, really easy. But before we do, like I said, I would like to share some of my knowledge around sleep because of it being World Sleep Awareness Day. So in our hierarchy of needs, sleep is the foundation to all-round wellness. Mother Nature blessed us with that superpower every night. So I'm sharing this so you can gain, if you're struggling with sleep or you know somebody who's struggling with sleep, you can gain a bit of insight. Understand what happens if we don't get it. And because, like I said, we really struggle, I've got my top tips to share with you to improve that quality of sleep. So we all know that we function better after a good night's sleep. I think we all know that. But what do if we don't get enough sleep, we feel cranky, we can't concentrate, we feel sluggish, low motivation and energy, no focus. We eat more as well, and we can become quite emotional sometimes. And this has a negative effect on our behaviour, how we interact with others, and how we feel emotionally and physically as well. And one night of poor sleep can have a significant effect on our immune system, our reproductive system, and our cardiovascular system, and is also, when we sleep, we have this ability to solidify and recall memory as well. So lack of sleep will also affect that. And the neuroscientist, Matthew Walker, who's written a great book, Why We Sleep, he's a university professor and sleep specialist. And he's previously described sleep as a bit of an experiment that happens in over 70 countries twice a year. And that's called daylight savings time. So when the clocks go forward an hour, we lose an hour's sleep. and we see a significant increase in heart attacks and car accidents. Actually, it's 24% in heart attacks and 300% increase in car accidents. But on the flip side of that, when we gain an hour's sleep, we see this reduction, a similar reduction in heart attack and car accidents. So you can see how powerful even just 1 hour of sleep can be. It really is a superpower, and it underpins that foundation of healthy well-being. So what's happening while we're asleep? Well, many of us assume that during sleep, the brain and the body is temporarily switched off. Obviously, we don't move, do we? But this isn't the case, because when we're sleeping, our brain is really hard at work. It's going through what I call a cleanup process. It's a little bit like the cleaner coming into your house, or if you're like me doing the cleaning, storing memories everywhere, putting them in the right place, growing new brain cells, replenishing cells, and disposing of waste cells as well. So when we're sleeping, our brain is really busy processing all the information we've taken in throughout the day, deciding what to keep, what to throw away. So we wake up with a nice, clear, clutter-free mind. Sounds good, doesn't it? It's a bit like, if you can imagine, running the Hoover around your brain. That's what we're doing in our sleep. And whilst we're sleeping, our brain is working in around about 90-minute cycles of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep. Now, REM is an acronym for rapid eye movement, commonly known as the dreamlike state. And we need REM. All mammals need REM and non-REM to enable our brains to function effectively. And as adults, we need around 7 to 9 hours sleep a night. And we need that because for every 2 hours of consuming information, we need 1 hour of sleep. This is different for everybody, but by listening to your body and your mind and how you're feeling, you will find that sweet spot for yourself of actually, how much sleep do I need? We all have that sweet spot, don't we? So, the big question, what can we do if we're not getting enough sleep or we're struggling to sleep in the first place? Well, there's no magic wand, unfortunately. I wish there was. But we can proactively increase our likelihood of a good night's sleep. And I've got these top tips to share with you. So, bit of a disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. I can't offer you medical advice, but I am qualified and experienced in what I do in solution-focused hypnotherapy. And I successfully help people with sleep problems. And if you feel that you do have a problem, I would always suggest seeing your GP first. So, top tip number 1 for a good night's sleep, consistency is king. So, go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, get yourself maybe a little prompt, a little alarm to chime, just to remind you to, it's bedtime, it's time to go to sleep. Because we often do that thing, don't we, at the weekends where we stay up a little bit later. But even at the weekends, we need to keep that, regulate that sleeping pattern. An obvious one, number 2, is caffeine and other stimulants. You know, we know these things keep us alert. So keep them to an early morning routine rather than afternoon or evening. Number 3, alcohol and cannabis. Now, I often hear my clients say to me, I just need that little drink in the evening just to relax me so I can wind down and get to sleep. But both alcohol and cannabis are sedatives that knock out the cortex at the front of the brain. So it's kind of tricked you into a sleep. Alcohol specifically interrupts that REM stage of sleep that I was talking about, that daydream sleep, which is so important for a good quality night's sleep. CBD oil, you might be asking about. Well, there's no evidence to say that it affects sleep. but there's a very little amount of studies being done so far, so we can't really comment on that. And also when we're drinking alcohol, we might need to get up and go to the loo, which again breaks our sleep. Number 4, sleeping tablets. Well, they don't work well in the long term. They do a similar thing to alcohol, so not necessarily refreshing the mind. It will knock out the cortex, but again, always when it comes to medicines, always speak to your GP or your pharmacist. Top tip number 5. You could change the temperature of your room to be a few degrees cooler, so around 15 to 19 degrees. Because in evolutionary terms, when we slept outside in tribes, thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, that dip in temperature at night was a prompt for the brain. So the brain knew that it was time to go to sleep. So keeping that temperature nice and low, maybe a fan or something. Number 6. Because of this, we know that a nice hot bath reduces our internal core temperature because our internal core temperature is trying to cool us down from the hot bath. So actually, that promotes sleep as well. Number 7, get out in the daylight as much as you can during the day. We have a gland in our brain called the pineal gland, and it reacts to daylight and resets itself. So it keeps our internal circadian rhythm, our internal sleep clock, on track, and our brain's aware when it's night and when it's day. Leading me on to top tip number 8, artificial light such as phones, TVs, iPads, laptops, that UV light can trick the brain into thinking it's daylight when it actually isn't. So reducing screen time is another great way of shaping us ready for a good night's sleep. Some people ask me about naps, which leads me on to number 9. What about napping? Well, if you're struggling with sleep, try not to have a nap. Save it up as much as you can. Find distractions to keep moving, like a gentle walk or a swim. That really helps to just keep us going until we get to that bedtime. Exercise, which is number 10, is great for using up physical energy. It's great for burning that energy and wearing us down ready for sleep. But try to leave it a good 2 to 3 hours before sleep, because when we're exercising, we're producing all of those endorphins and feel-good hormones that are going to make us super hyper alert. So obviously exercise is great, but keep that more towards late afternoon at the latest. Number 11, keep your bedroom for sleep only or other sleeping activities. But you might be tempted to lay in bed and watch a movie, or even get your laptop and probably do some work or some internet searching in bed. But that confuses the brain. The brain associates your bedroom then with sleep and awake activities. So try and keep it just to those that sleep environment. Top tip number 12. We're nearly at the end now. If you're really struggling to get to sleep, get up and get out of bed. Go and do something really boring, like cleaning. Get a hot drink. Do some reading of a really boring book that you've really tried to struggle with. And then go back to bed when you're tired. Again, don't associate the bed with wakefulness. And number 13, probably the most important actually, is stress. If we give our brain too much information to process, it starts to overthink and worry through the day. And then there's not enough time in our sleep to use up that REM, and then we don't get physically and mentally restored. So we wake up during the night and we end up feeling mentally and physically exhausted. Even if we do get that sleep, we wake up and our brain's been working overtime. So managing stress levels is really important to get a good night's sleep. I really can't emphasize that enough. And that's something I obviously help many of my clients with. Number 14, changing the mindset around sleep. Positive thoughts around sleep. Reframe those thoughts. So instead of saying, oh God, I'm going to have another awful night's sleep tonight, I just know it, you're prepping yourself up for a bad night's sleep. How about saying instead, I'm actually really looking forward to having a replenishing night's sleep in my bed with my fresh sheets where I can just relax. Think about things slightly differently from a different viewpoint. And number 15, I would say, make everything that I've just said before this a habit. Repetition is really key. Nothing often changes overnight, but those little tiny grains of success lead us to the top of that mountain, that goal where we've been trying to achieve that really good night's sleep. And then my last one is number 16, and that's relaxation, which, is a great way to calm the brain and prep us up for a good night's sleep. At the same time, begin to process that stress from the day as well. So that's what we're going to do now. All you need to do is find a comfortable spot to lay down or sit down. Maybe have a blanket. And I'm going to guide you off to a nice, beautiful place in nature where you can start to just relax, get your brain into a wind down gear, ready for the weekend. And just chill. And to start you off with that, I'd like you to get nice and settled down. And just to start you off with that, I'd like you to think about something today, specifically today, where you've had a pleasant thought or something good's happened. Maybe you've had a nice cup of tea in the garden because it's such a gorgeous day out there. Maybe you've had a nice conversation with a friend on the phone. Could be anything. You've noticed the daffodils. And just hold that positive thought now, that good feeling, and breathe in some nice deep breaths and breathe out slowly. Just wind it down. Breathe out all of that hot anxiety, that dark, hot breath of anxiety, that stress. And as you breathe in that pure, glistening, gorgeous air that fills you up slowly and slowly. So you can just let go and just feel a wave of relaxation just starting to spread through your feet, through your toes, into your ankles. A gentle, gentle wave into your calf muscles now, creeping through your legs. Just a gentle wave where you can just let each muscle just relax and let go. Into your knees now, that warm feeling just floating through up into your thighs. Just letting go gently into your pelvis now, and into your stomach, and through at the top, up to your spine, up to the top of your back. Your whole chest area just relaxing gently. Through your shoulders, every tiny little fibre in your body just letting go. And you might notice that there are parts of your body that feel more relaxed than other parts. And just concentrate on those areas. Concentrate on what it is about those areas that is nice and relaxed. And just breathe nice and gently and feel that flow of relaxation spreading through your shoulders, down your arms, into your elbows now, through your forearms, into your wrists and into your hands, and through into every finger and every thumb, right to the very tips. Your whole body now feeling warm and comfortable. And that relaxation spreads in your neck up to your jawline, and your jaw gently sinks down. Nice and relaxed, just letting go. And all the tiny little muscles around your mouth, around your nose, and around your eyes. Just gently letting go, feeling the comfort and relaxation from the rest of your body. And all the tiny little muscles in your forehead, down around your ears, and right across your scalp, every tiny little muscle, just relaxing into a peaceful tranquility. And now I'd just like you to imagine that a stone is being skipped across a clear, calm surface of a pond. The stone skips once, twice, 3 times and more. Each time the interval shorter as it loses momentum, slowing down more and more as it strikes the surface of the peace and the tranquility that's disturbed. The water flows in ripples that spread in perfect rings. But then the stone can skip no more. All momentum is dissipated. Its power is lost, and so it slips quietly down beneath the surface, gently floating down past the creatures that live there, drifting down gently, quietly, past the water plants, and nothing is disturbed as it finally comes to rest there, still, now on the bottom of the tranquil pool. And on the surface even the ripples become even quieter as they spread in ever-increasing circles, to disappear entirely as the surface becomes calm again. And you can take the opportunity now to quietly reflect on the problems, as you recognize now that that ability is yours to relax, to let go of tension, to let go of anxiety. Aware now of your ability to see things in a completely new way, a different way, and to accept those things that seem to be one thing and then turn out to be something completely different. The difference between souls and souls, the sun and sun, bear and bear, changing old beliefs, recognizing new capabilities and capacities, learning new ways of doing things. Just begin to imagine now that the air around you is a wonderful colour of calm and comfort. And I wonder what that colour might be. As you breathe in, I'd like you to breathe in that wonderful, calming, comforting colour so it spreads out through your whole body and your mind. Breathing in your lovely, calming, comforting colour, and breathing out all the uncomfortable feelings in your body and your mind. Breathing in and breathing out. And each time you do this, you feel more and more comfortable, more and more calm, and that peacefulness will continue as we go on. Because this is your very own resting story. And I wonder now if you can imagine yourself outside in your favourite place in nature. Maybe it's a lovely garden with beautiful flowers, all your favourite colours. Maybe you can hear the gentle sounds of birds singing and feel the softness of the grass beneath your feet. Or maybe it's a lovely woodland with sunlight streaming through the trees, playfully highlighting the bluebells and the snowdrops on the woodland floor. It really doesn't matter where you are, as long as it feels good to you. Just imagine yourself now in this lovely, calm and comfortable place. Now, I don't know where you are in your very own resting story, but I do know that it's a beautiful day. The sky has a special shade of blue, very clear, and it's a warm summer's day. In the sky is a dazzling sun. It's so bright, you might just want to close your eyes gently and feel the warmth of the sun on your body. Just imagine this lovely place in your mind right now, where you feel safe, where you feel protective and peaceful. I know how good you are at using your imagination now. So I know you'll be pleased when you realise you can use your imagination to direct the warmth of the sun over and around your body. So just imagine now you can direct the light from the sun over your face. You can feel the gentle warmth of the sun on your face, warming all of the tiny little muscles around your eyes and nose and mouth. And it's a beautiful day in your resting story. And you move the warmth of the sunlight down onto your shoulders, feeling the gentle warmth, making your shoulders feel so relaxed and comfortable. And that warmth continues down your right arm, right to the very tips of your fingers. It's such a beautiful day here. I can hear the birds singing in the trees, the gentle rustling sound of the leaves, and that gentle warmth of the sunlight moves down your left arm, all the way from your shoulders, right to the very tips of your fingers. You're so good at guiding the sunlight that you find it easy to guide it across your tummy and down your right leg and down your left leg. You guide the sunlight easily, and that warmth around your body helps you feel warm and comfortable. And now you're so calm and comfortable in your favourite place, I'd like you to just look around you and notice what you see. Do you see the green of the grass or the trees? Do you see the bright colours of flowers? Whatever you see, look around and find a nice spot to sit, somewhere you feel safe and protected, somewhere you can just see the sky above you. And now you feel so comfortable and safe, just lie back on the ground and look at the beautiful clear blue sky. And in the sky, you see a fluffy cloud way off in the distance. It interests you somehow. You feel quite excited to see it, knowing that this cloud has been sent especially to help you. And as this cloud gradually and slowly gets nearer, you can see that this is the fluffiest, whitest cloud you can ever remember seeing. It's suspended in the sky. And you know with absolute certainty that you can let all of your worries and fears and uncomfortable feelings just drift up into the fluffy white cloud. You can actually see those feelings moving away from you, drifting up into the cloud like a spiral, a bit like smoke spiraling up from a bonfire. All those worries and fears and uncomfortable feelings spiraling away from you. This cloud takes all of your worries into itself. It swallows them up. And as it does, the cloud gets darker and darker and darker, until just as the cloud is so dark that it's almost black, just as the last part of all of your worries and fears disappear inside it, the glorious sun bursts through, dispelling every single one of them, so they can never bother or trouble you again, leaving you feeling fantastic. And now all of your worries and fears have dissolved. You can choose what you want to do next. You can settle back into your comfortable position there, feeling safe, feeling warm, feeling happy, feeling a bit sleepy and comfy. Or you can pick yourself up and you can take a walk in your favourite place in nature, knowing that you no longer have any worries or fears or uncomfortable feelings, knowing that you can explore the world, feeling brave, happy, and comfortable. The choice is absolutely yours. And I'd like you now just to recognise the sounds around you. Maybe you're outside, maybe you're inside. You'll probably want to just reach out and stretch. Point your toes, stretch your fingers out. Or you might just want to stay exactly where you are. I really hope you've enjoyed the session, and I hope that you've taken away some good information that will help you with your sleep. Whether you're having sleep problems or not, it's always great to know how you can get good quality sleep. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm not going to keep you for too much longer. Remember the survey for the feedback. Yeah, great. Thank you very much. You know where I am if you need me. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.